Oh my God. There's only one more day left of Mercury retrograde. That's right. One more day left of Mercury retrograde. What could possibly go wrong? Let's find out in this show.
Now shut up. The show's starting.
Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh, my God. Look, Lewis is joining us. Lewis was just on our show 2 weeks ago before I headed out to Los Angeles for this big old wedding. I hope everybody is ready for Mercury retrograde to end. Oh, my God. I just want to scream. It is actually really, do you know what's so funny? It hasn't really bothered me because I was born under Mercury retrograde. So it really doesn't affect me too much. It affects me a little bit, but not a whole lot. So, hey, if you want to join me today on the show, I'm going to put the link up and you can come and join me. It's going to be too much fun. Let's take a look. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, Abby, Carol Winter, Angela, how's everybody? Oh my God, I'm so glad you all joined me. It's the last day of Mercury retrograde. I would love to hear how it has affected some of you people today. Please feel free to put your messages up and I will read them. This is my second day doing YouTube super chats and super whatever. It's like you have these. It's a whole new thing that I have. Top chats, super chats. It's the coolest thing. Hi from Freddie. Hey, Freddie Lutz. How are you? Barbara DeBella. Yay. It's so many. I got Barbara DeBella and Lewis, everybody on today. It's going to be fun. And I got a little color. So there was sun today here in Vegas. It was like 80. I think it's almost 80 degrees. What can I say? Sending love from Missouri. Yes. Freddie, my friend, Freddie Lutz. Oh my God, Freddie from the beach bar. I remember you, Freddie. You were one of my fans and one of my favorite people when I lived in the fabulous Washington, D.C. Let's bring the music down and get started. There we go. Hi, everybody. I just love Carol Winter. I try to put everybody up there as quickly as I can. My friend Barbara DeBella. Let's see, Abby something. Don't want to forget there. Sarah Meacham. And then Lewis maybe. I would love Lewis. Damn it. You should pop in and we could talk about Mercury retrograde. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy to the clipboard. Hold on. Let me see if I can send it to you, Lewis. Let me see if I can send it to you. I'm going to send this to you. If you want to pop in, you don't have to. But let me see. I'm going to do Lewis, the messenger. Send. Okay, there it is. I just sent it to you, Lewis. So if you decide to pop in, you're more than welcome to pop in and share some fun, exciting stuff about Mercury retrograde. Let's see. Lewis got a bunch of new friends when he was on the show the last time. Alan Malloy, how are you? You're in, wait a minute. Is this the same Alan Malloy that I used to know from, is this the same Alan Malloy that I used to know from Facebook and the Hollywood Museum? I can't remember. Yes. Hope to set up a reading with you sometime soon. That's going to be so cool. There he is. Hold on. Let's bring him in. Okay, where'd he go? Lewis, you were just here and now you're gone. I don't know what happened. I saw him pop up and do this whole thing. Try it again. How weird. See, it's the last day of Mercury retrograde. And this is what happens. Too funny. Freddie, is the bar still going? I think I was reading online that you have a new place. Hold on, let's try bringing Lewis in again. There he is. Hey, Lewis.
Hey, everyone. Hi, Michael.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
See, Mercury retrograde still
in effect.
Blooped you out. It's pretty cool. There you go. Hold on. Oh. There you go. Back again. Sorry, that was me. My finger hit the wrong hole. You keep disappearing. What the fuck is going on? Okay, there you go. You just disappeared again, and I didn't touch nothing. Oh, there he goes. Now he's back on. Hold on. Are you on wireless?
No, you know what it is? I was trying to log in so I can see the comments.
Oh, and so just if you look, are you on Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay, yeah. There it is. Nice shirt, Mike. Oh, thank you. It's Morona. It's form-fitting. See, look. And Lewis gets mad at me because he says I'm losing too much weight.
Yeah, you are.
Just so funny. But anyway, I mean, has this affected you, Lewis, the Mercury retrograde this time out?
In a good way. So
I know
this Mercury retrograde is in Libra, and Libra is all about love. And so there was, and so like relationships, not just love, but relationships in general.
Right.
And I had a few epiphanies with some people in my life that just weren't, I just wasn't vibing with anymore. So I made some decisions with regards to not necessarily getting them out of my life, but changing the dynamic of how much I was willing to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a two-way street. And I felt like I was living down one-way streets.
Right. And you go ahead.
No, and so it just those things where it's like, okay, so now that you're facing it, what do you have to do? You have to revisit, you have to review, you have to like go through the re's to make sure that what you want to do, and what I always say to people is tap in for what's for your highest good.
Uh-huh.
And when it came back to like, hey, let's adjust these things so that I'm not spending too much emotional energy trying to get them to show up.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
It is all good. Lots of times it's so weird. I had this thing on Facebook the other day. Let me see if I can find it. It's one of those things that I tell people not to do because they try to screw you over and hack your account. Mm-hmm. But the first 3 colors you see reveals how you intimidate people. And I filled it out the other day, and it was like, it's not when Michael's voice is raised that you should worry. It's when he has nothing more to say.
That is a true story. Because when have you ever, anyone that knows Michael or has seen him on the lives or the rebroadcast, he never has nothing not to say.
Right.
There's always something for Michael to have a comeback, to have a fill in the blank, a space or whatever.
Right.
So when he goes quiet, people run.
It does. It happens. But it was going. Michael is a man like no other. Effortlessly charming, extraordinarily strong. He would rather walk alone than surround himself with bad company, which is going to what you were talking about. Connected.
And that is you.
He has built walls around him, but once he lets someone in, he is the most loyal friend anyone can ever have. Anyone who is loved by him is the luckiest person, but don't ever take advantage of his kindness, because once you break his trust, he's ready to walk away, and he is something you will regret losing. But the thing that struck me on what was happening with you was about letting people go. Mm-hmm. And it has been such, I don't know, this has been such a crazy last month, 2 months for me. And, one of the things I have come to grips with. Okay, do you remember, Lewis, when I first moved to Vegas?
Yes.
And I said, I made a big deal about eating at a restaurant by myself.
Yes.
Remember, I would never go to a restaurant by myself. I wouldn't go to the movies by myself, because in my mind, I felt like I was a loser.
Right.
And then what happened was I finally made the move and ate by myself. But it's the evolution of my personality, my strength, or my aura. I don't know what the word is, but it's something that I realized I don't need to have all these people in my life that aren't on my personal life and that are close to me in my personal circle. It's down to 5, maybe it's 6, 5, 3. It just depends. And that, I found out, was something that I've been cleansing for the past 2 years, more so in the past few months. Right. So for you with Mercury retrograde, you felt, was it just more cleansing out the people?
You know, and as you know, you are ending a huge life cycle. Like your life cycle was longer than sin.
Right. 15 years of
Yeah,
being fucked with. Go ahead.
right. And with Mercury in retrograde this time, with Libra, it's not as intense as it was 4 months ago. 4 months ago, complete show,
Right.
you know, like calm your jets, cool your panties, you know, but this one was more so about uh, coming into clarity.
Right.
And so with the realization of, hey, like I said, like friendships, relationships,
Mhm.
romantic relationships, they have to be a two-way street. Doesn't have to be 50-50, but a two-way street that's closer to 50-50.
Correct.
And so when I was feeling like I was contributing more than 75-80%, and yet I was getting very little back,
Mhm.
that's when you have to reassess. And that goes with anything in your life.
Right.
You know, jobs too. If you're contributing and you're not getting the support or the feedback or the
Mhm.
empathy to move forward,
Mhm.
it's time to be looking for something new.
Right, and it was so funny, that and so I had lunch with Sloan, last
Yes.
Saturday, with Sloan Bella, and I had the best lunch, and we were just talking about it, and then she ended up talking about this on her show, as well, but we were talking about working for people,
Yep.
being your own boss,
Absolutely.
like you,
Hmm.
you're self-employed, you make your own kind of music.
Yep.
Me, I'm the same way, we bang our own drum,
Yep.
and it can be tough, but yes, there's going to be people that do work the 9 to 5s and work for the mighty man that they have to work for.
You're making someone rich,
But
just
if
not
you
you.
can, right, but if you can, there's nothing more satisfying than waking up in the morning and doing what you love and being your own boss. And
100%.
and you make that happen.
Yeah.
It goes back to what we talked about before, free will.
Yes.
Free will is what it's all about. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a lot of people don't know how to um, exercise their free will. It's the fear. They have fear. Am I
It's
right?
fear of change. Even though we constantly change in our day, to make the big decisions of fear,
Uh-huh.
it's all about accepting and embracing, again, my motto, what's for my highest good.
Right.
And when you tap into that, you may not like the answer because it's going to give you the truth.
Mhm.
But when you follow the truth, you're going to come out of it in a much better place in your life.
Right.
And you know, it's that fear, like you're talking about, of what happens next, what if I regret it, what if. While living in what ifs, that's your ego talking and trying to confuse the f out of you. And it's going to win.
Right.
You know, and what you've done, and what's like, you know, just from knowing you for so long, and it's not like you have the normal kind of fear of what we're talking about. But
Right.
even going back to the whole thing about sitting alone at dinner in public,
Mhm.
it's you know, that's a monumental step of embracing yourself.
Right. Right. And you have to do that. I just added psychic mediums on. I just wanted to put that out there
Oh,
because you're an unexpected guest. I was just
yes, yeah, I wasn't, yeah, this wasn't
I
planned.
didn't know you were gonna come on. I had gone
I
on
just got
earlier.
back from cottage country, and I just happened to be looking at your Instagram. I'm like, oh, he's on tonight. I can do it. So
It's another thing. I'm actually going to be teaching Lewis how to do all of this fun stuff.
yes, he is. He's going
And
to
get
help
it
me.
down. But yeah, I found out. So with Instagram, you can change the direction of what people. You can say link in bio, and then put it on your
Right, and
bio.
that's why I have link tree, because because Instagram only allows one link. So in my link tree, it has my websites, it
Uh-huh.
has my interview with you a couple weeks ago, still there. So
Uh-huh.
people can click wherever they need to go, and they can also click um, my Facebook page and all my other social media pages.
Right. Oh, that's so cool. That's so
Yeah,
cool. I'm just looking at all the folks that are on. Wow. Yay. We're building, everybody. We're building up my YouTube channel. Some of you are
yeah,
on Facebook. clicking in, but a majority of you today are on YouTube, so that's exciting. And we're building it, and it's so much fun. And so what I'm doing now is I have the StreamYard on this side and YouTube on this side. It's kind of cool. You want to see it? I'll show you how it works. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is what I'm playing with right there. So remember, it's backwards. So I've got, this is YouTube.
Yep.
And this is all of them combined over here.
Right.
And of course, there's my board that I use for everything.
Mixing board.
Yeah. So then we got to put this back over here, and I got to angle it again. And there we go. Do I do it? Yeah, there it goes.
So it's not really like, there's not a lot of setup for it.
No, once you have it set up, it's easy. Oh, thank you, Carol. Yay. And then who is, oh, hey, Chexy, hello. Thank you for
Decimal. Check Decimal.
Chexy Decimal.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, so what, while I got you on,
sure,
I might as well just ask. So what people don't understand is, yes, Mercury goes direct tomorrow, but there's still the fallout.
It's what we call the tail.
The tail.
So yeah. So just think of a big, huge dog that has a ginormous tail. It's left the room, but the tail's still in the room, and it's a wagon. So if something's close by it, it still could knock it over, kind of thing.
Right.
So even though it goes direct to tomorrow, I don't know what time it is.
I didn't check it either.
Yeah. Please still be patient for 2 weeks after. And then you can initiate the changes that you've decided on, rebrand, do more of the focus that, again, you were, we all need to get some tail, right, Tex? But this is a patience time still. But it's like, if you're someone that like fears Mercury retrograde, now it's time to get back into the sunlight, do some sunbathing like Michael did this afternoon, and just bring in all of that beautiful energy of where you want to be, where you want to go.
Right.
Focus on your intentions, focus on putting things into action, because you can think you're a millionaire in your head, but unless you do something about it in action, it is never going to happen.
It's like, for instance, I got, it's for my business, the pandemic has racked, havoc on the entertainment business. In the entertainment business. And, luckily, believe it or not, because of Biden and the SBA and whatever, we all got help. I mean, I just got a major check for taking care of some expenses. Right. And then, but the PPP people are driving me up the wall. I mean, well, nope, you've been declined again. And you're like, you give them everything. And the only reason why they're not letting it go through is because of some stupid thing from 2018 that has nothing to do with
it.
But that it's because it's the government, they're anal. Yep. So I appealed it again. And I did it yesterday.
You'll get it.
I did it yesterday, the day before, but it has just been nuts. But no, it's good. I have, plus, for you, this is really cool because you made the commitment to want to enhance your social media.
Right.
And so Mercury Retrograde is to come on my show 2 weeks ago, but at the same time, you got to see how things worked. And we're still going, for everybody, I'm going to help Lewis, navigate this stuff. It's not that hard. It's just the monotony of learning it.
But Michael also knows that I'm not a tech person. I don't like spending time and energy in tech. I do it because I have to, but I do the bare minimum. And so when I have people like Michael in my life who has already done it, kind of thing, and has worked out the bugs and is graciously coming in and saying, okay, bang, 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 you're set up, go. I'm like, yay.
For those of you popping in from YouTube, yes, this is what Esther looks like without the makeup. If I'm not wearing the hair, if I'm not wearing the lipstick, if I'm not doing the Esther Goldberg like this is me without everything. And, I decided that, hey, Tyler Perry is Tyler Perry. And then one day he's Medea. I can do the same damn thing.
Yep.
And I was even thinking about doing Paul Land one day, putting the Paul Land thing on and doing that entertainment as Paul Land.
That would be a good show.
I would be funny. I haven't done it, and I bet you I could get people to come in. I bet you I could get like Bruce Valanche to pop back in, and some of the people that have been on the show that are my friends in real life. Wouldn't that be hysterical?
Yes, because Bruce Valanche has a connection with Paul Lynde.
Well, that, and he also used to write for the other. He wrote he was one of the writers on the Paul Lynde Halloween special.
Right. Yes.
And I think Donnie and Marie. And I think, I forget where else it was.
Vegas royalty. Here we are.
I'm having, by the way, if y'all are wondering what I'm drinking, I had an entire bottle of Malibu rum that I've never opened. And I decided to create a Malibu Bay Breeze, which is Malibu rum, pineapple juice, and cranberry juice. And then you stir it together. And I just said, because I laid in the sun and I felt summery, I decided to have a Malibu Bay Breeze.
There you go. And, you're coming off of your LA wedding trip.
Oh my gosh. Could you believe that? That was so incredible.
That venue is stunning.
It was such a beautiful wedding. Two of my friends, Jeff Magaro and Ivan, got married, and they had the wedding at this. First, it was a very special wedding. They spared no expense. So we all met at Marina Del Rey, and where a chartered bus picked up, not just a normal chartered bus, but a really fancy one, picked us up, took us from the marina, and then took us to Palos Verdes Estates. And at the top of Palos Verdes Estates, right on the peninsula with the cliff and the ocean crashing beneath it, is this incredible glass chapel called the Wayfarer Chapel. And people wait a year or so to be able to get married there. And so they had booked the wedding a year ago when they invited me, and they said, "Bitch, we're inviting you. You better show up." So they bussed us up to the chapel. It was so beautiful. And then after the wedding was over, they bussed us back to the marina, where we boarded a yacht from 8 o'clock to 12. So we were basically held hostage on a yacht for 4 hours.
Hey, Gilligan.
I know it was. Hey, little buddy. And so it was incredible. It was so beautiful. I mean, they had the chocolates with their pictures on them. They gave us, what I thought was the coolest thing was they gave us these bags to go. If I'd have known I was going to talk about it, I would have brought the bag in. But the bag was so beautiful. It was like a men's tuxedo bag. It was, but we're talking, it looked like a tuxedo. It was so cool. Right. But inside the bag was a candle. But the coolest thing was they gave everybody a plant, a live plant.
Oh,
it was a live plant, and it just said, "Let love grow."
Oh, that's awesome.
I just thought that was the coolest thing. Let love grow. And I just was, here's the funny part. I didn't know it was in the bag until I got back here. So
did you water it?
Well, yeah, I did. It's watered now. But what happened was I was going through the bag going, "Oh, good, chocolates. Oh, my, how sweet. Oh, look at this, a candle. Why is there green at the bottom?" And I lifted up the tissue, and there was a fucking plant.
Wow.
And but it's now I put it in a beautiful little mini planter, and I watered it, and it was just, I don't know, it was just so sweet. I mean, they had it, the picture take. I mean, you go into the photo booth and they do the photo things, and it was just no expense spared. It was so cool. Let's see, what is this one? Is here, Abby? What? Sloan set up a great. I found Esther a few there.
Coco, yeah.
Coco, and an avalanche of memories from the red carpet. Cheers. Aw. And Lewis, nice to see you again.
Hi, Abby.
Thanks, Abby.
Thanks for tuning in again.
Yeah. I wish I had an uncle like Paul Lynde.
Oh my, wow. The Paul Lynde persona.
You wouldn't want the real Paul Lynde.
You wouldn't want the real Paul Lynde.
Right. No, Paul Lynde was, I know the man so well. And I think I explained it before I met a lot of you, before a lot of you became friends of mine and fans and came over to the Esther Goldberg TV and our shows. And it was when we used to do the Paul Lynde show, there was such a strong connection between me and Paul Lynde and everybody that worked around him. what people don't understand was this whole show was, as a psychic medium once said, a good friend of mine, Gary Busby, who was my original musical director for the Paul Lynde Show and the Esther Goldberg Show. When we first met, I'd only known Gary for a very short time. I was living on Bluff Side. We're talking 2005.
Yeah.
2005, 2006. And Gary, for my birthday that year, gave me a reading from this psychic. I don't, to this day, I don't know who the hell she is, but she was pretty cool. And this woman gave me this reading, and she said that Paul had his hand on this show from the other side. And that is why you were chosen. That is why you were able to get, Peter Marshall and all these people that were friends.
And his sisters.
His sister,
Because
his nieces. His nieces.
Oh, nieces, right. Sorry.
They had the rights.
They had the rights.
Yeah, they had the rights to the show. So they were the ones that I had to get the show. Anyway, I got the rights from the show, but what she had said was that because I'm not tooting my own horn, I do Paul Lynde really good.
You do.
when they do the makeup and the hair, I look just like him. Yep. And I act just like him. And so, but what happens is his aura just enters my body. His energy enters my body. And what this woman had said was, she goes, Michael, every time before you go on stage, you will light a candle. She says, promise me that you'll do this. Light a candle and invite Paul down and say, Paul, this is your show. You take over. Yeah. You take over. And when the show is over, you take your bow, you go back to the dressing room, and you go to the candle, and you look up and you say, Paul, it's time to go. It's time to go now. Blow out the candle and let him go. Because she says, you don't want his demons and aura to stay in your body.
Yes.
And go ahead.
And we've had conversations when you performed Paul in Palm Springs and that sort of thing, where, you are going on script and all of a sudden something came over you and you went that away for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Paul.
Right.
Because he's like, oh, and don't forget this.
Right. But but anyway, it was just that whole thing about the allowing that energy to come in. I still think Paul is not done yet. I still think that
I totally agree with you. I think your 2024 going into your 2025 year is going to be seen. You're going to be seeing a lot more Paul Lynde.
Yeah, well, there's that one guy. What's his name? Billy Eichhorn is trying to do the movie, but I mean, it's just now.
From you. Right. Yeah.
I looked at it and thought to myself, even if he does do the movie, he's not that great of an actor. But even if he does do the movie, he's going to give me publicity.
Exactly, and that's what you're going to be going off of, is everyone else's interpretation, and then they're going to search. There's no such thing as coincidences.
Right.
So they're going to search and they're going to find you, and then they're going to see how it's done.
Right. Now, I feel it. I feel like I'll go back to Palm Springs again. I don't know where. I don't know. There's just a lot of things happening, with this past year. Sometimes I tell people the pandemic was one of the best things that happened to me in a crazy way. As something that was so nasty and terrible that happened to me with the lawsuit, actually the pandemic gave it a buffer.
Yes.
To survive it.
It's almost like a fine wine. You have to give it time to breathe.
Right. And I think not just me, I think a lot of people, yes, the pandemic sucked. People died.
Yep.
But at the same time, we have this thing called free will. You can sit back and feel sorry for yourself and go, God, it's the pandemic. I can't do anything. No.
It was a wonderful time for many people to hit the reset button.
That's it. And to me, it was the reset button. And that reset button was these motherfuckers here in this town, this hateful journalist and some other people. They thought they could destroy me. Yep. And they did everything they could to destroy my reputation and spread such nasty gossip. But at the same time, welcome to showbiz.
That's right.
They're going to write crappy things about you. And if Britney Spears,
because you weren't greasing their hand.
I wasn't greasing their hand. What happened was they thought that what happened in the lawsuit when the people, these assholes, nasty people tried to sue me and fired me for the show that I wrote and created. They went straight to become friends with them, which is, oh, Michael's not important anymore. The money people are. And the
Yeah.
fact was the money people didn't have any money. That's why
They were writing blanks.
they were writing blanks. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it was a chance for me to heal from that
Hmm.
nasty stuff that they said. And then people forget. I mean, listen, it was something that was in the news, weeks ago. Nobody thinks about it now.
Right.
It's just the we live in such a remote control society that the news is only popular for a couple of days or a
A
week.
hot
The next
minute.
story comes along
Yeah.
in a hot minute.
Yeah.
What
But
was it?
I want to add something about the lawsuit that I feel like you don't toot your horn about, is you took the high road, and and you, knowing you for such a long time, and you I have stories,
I know.
DM me. um, but knowing you for such a long time, you've always been the go-getter. You've never left any stone unturned, and you created everything around you, you know.
Right.
But with this lawsuit, for whatever reason, you knew you had to step back and be quiet,
It's the hardest thing I've
which is
ever had to do.
exactly like you had your own Mercury retrograde and a Mercury retrograde.
It was like, yeah, and you're right. Anybody that knows me knows I would have gone for the jugular. I
Yep.
probably would have sunk myself with a slander and everything else. Even though they accused me of slander and everything, they didn't have any proof because I didn't. My lawyers had said, "Zip thy hole, be quiet,
Yep.
just be quiet and sit back." And that was the toughest part, was losing a year and a half,
Yeah.
not being able to do Esther, not really able to do Paul Lind. And so we created Esther's twin sister, Crazy Aunt Susie, which was, she was the dildo salesman.
Yep.
Crazy. Another wacky story. But it goes back to, we're talking about the pandemic, that the pandemic allowed those wounds to heal.
Mhm.
Those yes, only the D-listers and the C-listers will still live for those awful, quotes and stuff that they had in the
Yep.
paper. But at the end of the day, it was like I wrote the other day, only the repuke journal, as I refer to it, they only have 167,000 people
Right.
read the paper, even if they do. But
Right.
the thing is with Las Vegas, Las Vegas isn't about the locals. Las Vegas is about national. People
Yes.
come to Las Vegas and they don't give a rat's ass about the little shows. If the little shows have money, then they
Right.
see it because of the advertising.
Yeah.
But the biggest lesson I learned about Vegas was the big bucks are what get the tourists to come and see your show.
Right.
And I learned a major lesson about how this town works. You don't
Mhm.
hire local PR people. You don't advertise locally.
Right.
People aren't going to buy your tickets.
Because it's like they're stuck in the hamster wheel of Vegas.
Right.
Because Vegas is one of those few cities in the entire world that purely runs on visual.
Right.
And so if you're able to tap into something big like a Celine Dion concert, a residency, and you're able to get behind that somehow, some way, with a marketing firm or whomever
Right.
outside of Vegas, they're going to put that all together for you, and that's free PR.
Right. And I mean, as you know, there's a project coming that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Not yet.
And another lesson of Michael has to keep his hole shut. Wait, that came out wrong. Michael has to keep his mouth shut.
Michael has to keep his mouth shut.
But the thing is that you just have to let karma work its magic, and because
Correct.
karma is real.
You know what? Karma works the best when you don't have to get your fingernails dirty afterwards. You just walk away.
Right. And that's what I had to do for a year and a half, and it
Yeah.
killed me. So I reinvented myself. I figured if I dream of Jeannie, Jeannie could have a twin sister with black hair, and Samantha could have Serena with black hair. Then Esther's sister, Susie, would have black hair.
Those black hair.
So it was there. Somebody goes, yes, she should do more cocktail videos. I've got another one, Carol, that's coming up. It's called The Bend Over Susie. You'll see that soon. It's very funny because I had the porn star martini is what I put up. But the Aunt Susie's Bend Over Susie is coming. But yeah, it was so funny when
That
we shot
that
we shot all those videos. You haven't been here, Lewis, in a few years.
no.
But I have a fully stocked bar because they had paid for me to buy all this liquor, which is why I had a
I,
bottle of Malibu rum
I
that's been sitting there unopened for over a year. And so, I mean, I have Midori that's not open. I have rum that's not open. And I mean, it's hysterical. I have so much liquor. I mean, thank God I'm not an alcoholic.
right.
And, you know, because I don't, I kid about drinking, but I may have one or two cocktails and that's
You're
it.
not a, I've been around you many times over these years, and it's a cocktail. It's not a,
Right.
a,
I've had
a 40-ounce.
boyfriends who were alcoholics.
Right.
I've had boyfriends who were alcoholics. You're right. I still remember that. I can't remember what was his name? I can't remember his name. He was really pretty. He was very
Yeah. Um,
remember he would
yeah.
get drunk and get jealous?
Jealous. Oh my gosh.
Lewis was
Psycho
staying
jealous.
Lewis was staying with me in in Hollywood for like a week and a half. And I was dating this very beautiful young man. I mean, he was strikingly gorgeous. But he drank too much and I didn't
And secretly drank too.
secretly drank.
Yes.
And it was so funny because the night that he got a little sort of violent on the balcony, and that's when he looked at
Mhm.
me and said,
Mm-mm.
"Mm-mm." And what was so funny was, God rest her, Allie, 3 weeks before you had arrived, God, I can't remember his name. Isn't that terrible?
I
Uh,
Skinny,
he's
um,
skinny Latin guy with beautiful
Latin,
hair,
big nose, white
everything.
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. But Allie, we were sitting on my couch doing one of my Skypes with Allie where she always called me an asshole and stuff like that. And I said, "What do you think of?" I can't remember his name. And Allie just said, "Enjoy it. He's not going to be there in a month." And I remember looking at her going, "No, this is real." She goes, "Whatever, asshole. He's not going to be there in a month." And the kid that was next to me just goes, "She's wrong."
Mm.
And then we broke up like the time when you were there,
When I
basically.
was there,
When you were there.
because he was doing stupid things on the balcony and getting on top of the balcony railing,
Right.
and you basically, well, and then he was on some
What?
apps and all that sort of thing, and he just left.
Right. Carol, that's about me, but I don't do it.
Now, how's your game, Carol?
Yeah, how's your game, Carol? Strike.
Turkey.
There you go. So oh gosh. So have you gotten when you did the show? I heard you got a few new people
I
that are
did.
fans and clients.
Yeah, I got a few clients from our show a couple weeks ago, and I think I my assistant takes care of a lot of the bookings for me, so
Uh-huh.
but every once in a while I'll just go in. I might have to update the website or
Oh, of
whatever.
course. Look who would remember his name.
Of course,
Thank you, Barbara DeBell.
Barbara has like the memory of memories. And she can go, when it was like 1952 and she was 3 kind of
Right,
thing. And
right.
this is what happened. And it was Alex. You were completely right.
I couldn't remember his name.
Uh-uh.
I the last time I looked it up, I think he had been arrested. I don't know.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
But it was like an Alex, and I can't remember his last name, but I just remember that, and I know it somewhere deep. If I
And
go,
he lived with like 6 people or something like that.
I don't know what it was, but we found
Yeah.
out all that shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm
Oh, and
sorry.
he was a prostitute.
Right, he was a prostitute. I didn't
Right.
know he was a male escort.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I really know how to pick 'em, people.
Yeah, you do. Because I was thinking about David, but David's the belly dancer. So
Who's David the belly dancer? Did I know a David?
ballet.
Oh, ballet. Oh,
Ballet.
Brandon.
Brandon. Oh, yeah.
Brandon was the ballet dancer.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But I knew it wasn't that. I knew it wasn't that name. But
Yeah,
do
hold
you
on.
do charts for others? Thinking of I don't do charts because I don't need to do charts. I don't do astrology. I'm a psychic medium, so therefore I just tune into who's ever energy. I mean, I always tell people I can talk about their 52nd cousin 25 times removed. As long as there's an energy around it, then I'll be able to pick up on whatever needs to happen. A lot of people do come to me saying, my mom lives in such and such a place in the world. What's happening with her? And I'm like downloading, and then blah, and I can also talk about pets and all that sort of thing. So I don't need to do charts for people to get the messages that they need to hear.
And it's pretty cool, Abby, because he's very good. Bing Davidson, what the hell? Check.
Davidson.
Okay, did we miss something, Chexy? I'm trying to figure it out here. Bing Davidson. I've heard of Harley Davidson.
Yeah, Harley Davidson. Because you
John
like
Davidson. There was John Davidson.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he has his hair's the same color as
Yeah,
mine.
it is.
Mine just has a little bit more blonde in it. That is so. I'm still shocked that Barbara would remember that. She's got a fucking Rolodex there.
It's in her head though.
Oh, Barbara. Speaking of Barbara, I know you're listening. Marla Freeze is coming on the show next Monday, and she told me to tell you and Janet hello. Marla Freeze was the psychic medium. Do you know her, Louis? Do you know about her? She's pretty cool. I met her at the at City Walk in Studio City when she said Champers was telling her to not feed him
with the CBD oil.
Yeah, the CBD oil. Oh, he's the guy. Okay, gotcha. Texie, you're still on Paul Lynde. Are you talking about the guy that when Paul Lynde was in San Francisco and the dancer fell out the window? Yes. Chexie heard you say dancer and refer and
exactly.
And in regards to that. Oh, look, now Miss Janet's done hopped on. Look at that. The fabulous.
My sisters from another mister.
The fabulous DeBella sisters are on.
I love them to pieces.
So I get it now, Chexie. Chexie heard you say dancer, and then she was still back on Paul Lynde, and then
together.
The guy that fell out the window.
You should be a PI, Chexie.
I know, Chexie. Really
put those things together.
But I guess Janet and Barbara, because that Janet and Barbara seek out the good psychic mediums. They will find them in a heartbeat. Because I guess they both have gone in to meet Marla. But yeah, she'll be on next week. Okay, hold on. Here we go. There we go. You go.
No. Great question, because I get this question asked a lot. So obviously people love to sit in front of me, and not because of me, just because the connection piece. But I don't need it, because energy doesn't have boundaries. It doesn't need, it can walk through walls kind of vibe. So like I have clients all over the world that I've never seen or met in person, and yet they've been with me. I've been doing this professionally, I think 28 years now, and they've been with me from the very beginning.
You were 40 when you started?
I was 12.
Oh. Oh my God.
So no, but again, the next best thing without sitting in front of me is obviously Zoom, and that's what I do, Zoom. And I still do some phones, but and here's where the pandemic, the COVID thing, really worked out well for me, is because I was trying to figure out how to transition people from needing to see me in person to getting them on video. And then the pandemic hit, everything shut down, and people still wanted readings, and so they start booking through Zoom, and they love it. And I have hi, Miss Sly from Seattle, and I sometimes, if they have the kids in the house, I've Zoomed with people in their cars at Starbucks. Like they have the earbuds in and I'm doing the reading, and like I'm like, can you order me a caramel macchiato, please? So I can do it anywhere. In fact, when I travel sometimes, if a client contacts me and says, I need your help now, and a good client, I'm like, sure, I'm just in England right now, do you mind? And they're like, no. And so we just connect that way, whatever. So yeah, please, no, don't hesitate about not booking a reading just because we can't be in front of one another.
Right. I mean, but it's fun. It's also fun to
oh, thank you, Janet.
Yeah, we like, oh, okay, here's another one. Look at this. Look at you just getting everybody asking questions here,
Oh
Louis.
my God, John, I have been thinking about you nonstop, Mr. Williams. And so let's catch up soon. It's not bad by any way. It's not bad, but I'll be like washing dishes, and then John pops into my head. So I'm like, I need to do something. So I'll be reaching out to you. I just don't go on Facebook much anymore.
Why did I all of a sudden think of Madge in the Palmolive? Why, Madge, you're soaking in it.
You're soaking in it.
Oh, here comes another one. Let's see, what's this one? Perfectity in Perfect, New Jersey. Evening, all you beautiful people. We've already connected, so being present is not needed. You're so right, Louis. Much love from Sweetwater, New Jersey. Isn't
Thank
that
you,
cool?
Perfectly.
I
I have a friend, and she makes beautiful jewelry, and her jewelry line is called Imperfect Perfections.
Mhm.
And I love it. I just love that you're perfectly imperfect, and we all are. We're meant to be.
Tell me about it.
I always say that if you're striving for perfection, then be prepared to go and die, because that's the only time we reach perfection.
Mhm.
Just do your best.
Too cool. Wow.
Yeah.
We've been on here for 45 minutes. How are
Oh
you?
my gosh, have we?
I mean, I didn't know how long I was going to come. I mean, the thing about this now is that you have to be consistent. So
Yes.
now that I've become monetized,
Yes.
I have to do this.
You got to keep up appearances.
Got to keep up appearances.
Mrs. Bouquet.
Yeah, and then I love that on YouTube they have this thing where you hit the money side, and you can tip people could actually tip me, and I'm like, what? And then you can send a smile. You can set. There's this thing you said that Sloan was telling me about it. It's like custom emojis. So these custom emojis. So you pick a custom emoji, and I'm doing it right now. Let's see if I can send money to myself. Hold on. So here's a beer. So let's see. I don't know. Oh, there it is. I just sent a beer. There it is. Custom emoji. And so I just sent. I don't know if that goes up there. It's only on.
I'm not logged into chat, so I can't see anything.
Oh, it's only on YouTube. So
okay.
It's kind of cool though. Oh, let's see. Hold on. John has something else here. What is it? Here you go. John said, me too.
Oh, December. She's very impressed with you, John. You've come through a lot of truths, and she really wants you to know how impressed she is. And actually, she was ready to go anyway. She was. She says, I wrapped it up. Let's get out of here. But you know she loves you. So, but yeah.
There you go. Oh, look, Perfectly Imperfect just sent 99 cents. Isn't that cool? Sticker. Isn't that that's the coolest thing. You could do this. So Louis, Sloan, I watch Sloan, and she has 100,000 people. It is hysterical. Let's see, who is this? Keith Jennings was at the wedding, and I have known. Are you ready for this? I have known Keith. You want to know how long I've known him? I was roommates with Nell Carter.
That long ago?
That long ago.
Back in the 80s?
Back in the 80s, Keith knew me. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly, Keith. You lived in the apartment building, or you had a friend that lived in the apartment. There was this beautiful young boy who passed away. And I remember this beautiful kid. I can't remember his name. He was just absolutely stunning, beautiful boy. But Nell had left doing Ain't Misbehaving on Broadway, and then was on tour. And then what happened was she did Ain't Misbehaving at this theater in LA, and then she got Howard. Yeah. And then she got a contract deal with NBC. So they put her on the Misadventures of Sheriff Lobo. And she lived in this apartment building, which is really weird, on Bluffside. Which is where I ended up living.
Where you end up living
100 years later. But the apartment building that she lived in, Nell lived in the building. 2 doors down, Rerun. Remember him, the big black guy that used to dance? He lived in there. All these people that were actors at NBC or whatever lived in that building. But anyway, Nell and I met and became friends at Universal, and
Yeah.
we had the same drug dealer,
Yeah.
and we had the same coke dealer.
And if you don't know who Nell Carter is,
Now,
give me a break.
break, give me a break. I sure deserve it. I'm gonna make it to the top. I do her voice.
Yeah.
And she and I were roommates for a couple of years. We were
Yeah.
very close friends. God rest her soul. And then there was Howard, the beautiful kid. I can't remember Howard. I can't remember Howard. Um, hold on. Is there any way we can send a slap to the Valley, to Canoga Park? Can we send a slap to Canoga Park? We have to send a slap to Canoga Park to Barbara DeBella.
I have her
Oh,
address.
I know where she lives too.
Yes.
Too funny. But yeah, what were we talking about? So anyway, we're talking Keithy. So that's how long I've known Keith, and I've seen him
Wow.
through the years. And then we had a mutual friend my friend Jeff Magaro and his husband.
Magaro.
Jeff
Yeah.
was married before, and his husband passed away, Steve. And I did their 50th wedding party. It was before I knew you.
Yeah.
And I did their 50th wedding party, and we did this whole film. We took the movie Mame, condensed it, and Esther became Auntie Mame. So we took
That's
Rosalind
hilarious.
Russell's head off and put Esther's head on Rosalind Russell. It was really, really, really funny, but pretty cool. What was this? Perfectly Imperfect. Slowness helped me get me back. Her fuck off, you're draining my energy attitude is what I've needed. Yes.
100%.
100%. You know,
Yeah.
if more people had
Take care of
that
yourself.
attitude, if more people had that attitude,
Yep.
you would be able to do things in this world and not be stressed out. You know, it's
So
so
I assume that you used to be a people pleaser perfectly.
who's that?
Perfectly.
Perfectly. Yeah, he goes, I'm still a wallpaper. I'm still a what did he say? I'm still fly
Flypaper.
freaks. Honey, we all are.
Yeah.
If
You know what? We all are antennas.
we oh my god. Julie, what is this? Julie, I hope you don't mind listening in. Oh, your conversation is
Julie, by all means, invite your friends.
Julie, I didn't come on here to sit by my fucking self. I didn't come on here to go, I'm just gonna go on YouTube and talk to myself for 50 minutes.
Although
What?
you do talk to yourself.
I do. Anyway, but no, it's I do this. It's so much fun. It's very actually, and you know what, Lewis, when you start doing this, it's very cathartic. I mean,
I bet.
just for those of you, if you know anything about me, I did radio for 4.5 years. I had the #2 morning show in Nashville on Nashville Morning Radio. So I kind of know how to talk.
Yeah.
I know how to keep babbling and doing things.
Well, even with the whole thing persona around Esther in Nashville.
Oh yeah, well that's where she was.
They didn't even know Esther was a male.
Right, they thought Esther was real. I just I put that story up on YouTube a couple of weeks. I'm not on YouTube, on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, about when I got outed. That's another story. We don't have enough time to go into that. We're having much more fun talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is much cheaper than therapy sometimes.
100%, Abby.
But yeah, it's once again, we have, hold on, I'm going to look this up. How much longer we have?
So while you're looking up, Keith, any stories?
Well, Keith knew, let's see, 308 tomorrow. Hold on. Final October. Where the fuck is it? Hold on. Keith, are there any stories? Too many. Look at it, you little bitch.
DM me.
I don't want that. Please don't let that take over my freaking thing. I'm trying to find out. Mercury's here. What is Mercury? Okay. Any other? I think it said something 308. I don't know if
is that England time, or is that?
Hold on. When does Mercury go direct tomorrow? Okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. The almanac, the old bitch's almanac. Mercury retrograde. Did I say retrograde?
Grade.
I said gay. Hold on. What is it? Okay, it just to the 17th. What time? I want to know what time, and I missed it.
Let me try.
See if you can find it. I just want to know. I think it's like 3 o'clock Pacific. Maybe I'm wrong.
Did you type in direct or Mercury retrograde?
I don't know. I typed in direct.
October 2021. That's why. Finally on October 18th, the Mercury direct. And it doesn't say on that one.
I know. I just had it. And hold on. Hello. And hello.
Oh, hang on. That Farmer's Almanac doesn't do it.
Is that weird? I just had it.
That is weird.
No, I had it, and then hold on. This is it. Hold on. Here it is. Horoscope. The end of Mercury retrograde. Okay. Does anybody else have a damn computer that's faster than us?
I'm on like the 4th website so far.
I had it, and then something went wickety crade with my
What time of day?
What time? Everything you need about to keep calm. When does Mercury go correct? Okay, let's try giggles. Okay, there it is. Look at that. They're having. It just. I don't know. Hold on. Let me ask Marla Free. She's talking to. Do you know what time Mercury? Because she's Marla, who's going to be on next week, is on.
Yeah, Marla does astrology.
Do you know what time Mercury goes direct? Hold on. Direct tomorrow. Ta-da! Let's see. She answered. We can't find it. And we're live.
Of course we are.
We are talking about you. She's just thinks I'm crazy. I love doing these shows like this. How often do you get to be so silly?
Yeah.
It's so silly. I like your subjects today. Yeah, Keith, you know, my Sundays with Michael are usually a free for all, and we just have fun and we talk. And that's what it is. Yeah, but so Keith, I saw Keith for the first time in God, how long has it been, Keith? 10 years?
Wow.
At least since I saw you last.
10:56 a.m. Eastern time, so that's my time. So that would be 7:56 Pacific time.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's in the morning.
So it's in the morning. So by the time I wake up, so if it's 10:56 Eastern time, that's
7:56 your time.
That's 8 o'clock. So by the time I walk the dog, have a cup of coffee, my life will be direct.
Oh, whereabouts in the UK do you live, Julie?
Yeah, Julie, where do you live? And
I'm planning on going back to the UK soon.
Really?
Yeah, I love the UK. As you can.
Yeah, you know, you'll have to go see Diego because he's there.
Is he? Oh, right, because he's studying is it Oxford?
It's the London University, Oxford.
London University. Okay, yeah.
One of the fun schools.
Yeah.
But I haven't talked to the little shit since my birthday. He called me on my birthday.
Oh, well, he does have a girlfriend now.
I know. He's grown up. He's going to be 22.
Oh my gosh.
In February.
I still remember
14 years old. The
day you met him. I wasn't there, but you Skype Skype back then. And introduced us and all that. And then Barbara and I actually took him to the airport one time.
Right, because he flew from here to there.
Yeah.
Barbara babysat him, and she had heart failure when she took him to that hotel. Remember that restaurant on the ocean there in Malibu? She took him to she took this little kid, Diego, he was 14, 15 years old, took him to the restaurant, and he goes, I want to go swimming. And then he goes
right into the Pacific.
Barbara was having a heart failure going, oh my God, I'm responsible for this little child from Barcelona, Spain.
But because he's European,
right,
it's completely different mindset,
right,
with parenting and everything else like that than North America's, because North America, we're always like helicopter parents kind of thing. Where the Europeans, well, if they fall down, then they'll get back up.
Right. Oh my gosh, this has been fun, Louis.
Yeah, so unexpected. I was just wanting to tune in, and an hour later, I'm kibitzing with my good old friend.
That's okay, fine. You say coffee. What is this? I say coffee. What is this? You say coffee like me. It's a Philly thing. I
Coffee.
was in Reno when I said it. I always say coffee. What happens is, let me
Ah,
tell you something perfectly imperfect. I pick up people's accents. Okay.
very easily.
And I don't realize it. If I'm talking with my friends from England, I'll start talking like this, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. I just because I do voices, I pick people's voices up.
Yep.
So I lived in New York for a while, but I have this accent, New York accent that hits me where I say talking, coffee, and then if I hang around people from Nashville, I'll start saying y'all. And I'll
Twang.
start talking, I'll have a twang. It just
Yep.
it makes me crazy because I don't I don't realize I'm doing it. And
But you don't pick up my accent, which I don't have an accent, but you all think I do with a boot, but it's about,
about how do you say
but
it?
about.
Right, that's how I say it.
Well, right, but everyone thinks that I say a boot.
I've never heard you say boot.
I know, but people think I do because I'm Canadian.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the things you pick up.
So
God.
have I, and they're not pretty.
Oh, hush. Follow you. Stop it. I even them out. There's pretty ones and they're, what do they call that? What is that sign?
Bye, Angela.
Bye, Angela. Oh, coyote ugly. That's when they're
Coyote ugly.
cuts when they're so ugly. You don't want to wake them up the next morning
No.
and you gnaw your arm off so you don't have to wake them.
Yep.
All right, man. This has been fun, Lewis.
This has been cool. I love it.
I love my music. Anyway, everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been a blast. Lewis, maybe. I'm going to update the page because if you want to go to Lewis, I'll put all of his links down. Lance, you're late.
But better than not showing up, Lance. So hi.
But Lance, in about 5 minutes, you can watch the broadcast from the beginning because it's a very good show today. It's a very fun show. I think Esther will be back on Wednesday. We're going to bring Esther in. I might have an unexpected guest with Esther. But, did I tell you we're going to bring back, I'm going to do the politics as a drag. I'm going to bring that back. And then I'm going to bring back, remember the That's Estertainments when she used to do Showbiz News?
Yep.
I'm going to start doing that again.
Good.
And we're going to bring her back. Well, we have to have content. So I no longer can go, I don't feel like doing a show today. No, I have to do a show today. Give it up, everybody, for my good friend Lewis Maybe. I swear to gosh, you are just... So tune in next Sunday. I'll be back with Sunday Afternoons with Michael. Wednesday, Esther. And just keep looking around. And remember, stay happy. Life is about free will. You can do anything in this world if you want to and make your mind up to do it. It's Michael Airington on behalf of me and Esther and Paul. We'll see you next time. Here we go.
Love ya.
Love ya.